And they're trying to trick me. And then I think they do these iOS updates and it slows down my phone and my battery goes and they're trying to force me to buy this new one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a conspiracy theory.
So no, Tradie is actually not more valuable to the country. We need the office workers. We need industry outside of this artificial economic condition that we've created.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Lat Chat. On today's episode, I've brought the whole squad in for a big roundtable discussion about everything accounting, tax, small business, and life related. So on today's episode, we've got Pat el-bitar, one of our client managers. We've got Michael Sardi, a recent promotion to client director, and we've got one of the founding partners, Tufik Haddad, and myself here to join you and to take you through all things small business, accounting, and tax. Boys, how are we?
I just want to say I'm very happy to be here, and I can feel like there's this good energy in the room. Everyone's happy. I think you know what? It's going to be a good day today. That's great. Smile on his face.
Tufik is actually telling me he's so happy to see you on time, bright and early, ready to go for the podcast.
I'm happy to be
By
here.
the way, the context is Michael's been running a little late, and anyway, we're trying to go on with the show. So good stuff. Thanks, Mick. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for joining us. So our first topic for debate is an agree or disagree. So boys, you've got your paddles here on the right. The first topic is money brings happiness. Agree or disagree? Money brings happiness. I'm going to disagree. All right, so we've got Michael and Pat agreeing and Tufik and Jacob disagreeing. All right, let's start off with Michael. Thank God you're here. Talk to us about why you agree with money bringing happiness.
We've had this conversation a few times around the office as well, and I think for the guys to say money does not bring happiness, what a coincidence that you guys have a lot more money than the guys saying money does bring happiness. Now, I guess it gets to a certain stage where having after a certain amount of money that meets your basic needs, especially to live in Sydney, then after that,
how much is that?
Around, I think, household 300,000 maybe.
Yep.
Maybe 300,000 to 400,000. But you know, that's my estimation. But which a lot of people will not meet, especially in Sydney.
Yeah.
So I think once you have your basic needs covered, and you don't have to worry about that, there's the element of happiness that comes knowing everything's handled.
Excellent. I'm going to go to someone who's probably earned a spectrum of money over his career, starting off with building a business from scratch and then making a decent sum of money, I'd say. Tufik, what was it like earning $75,000 to $100,000, and what's it like earning a little bit more than that?
120,000
Per week.
No, look, I can honestly say, if we could rephrase it, money doesn't bring happiness, but a lack of money brings stress, right? Unfortunately, money is one of the big reasons why couples actually break up, right? If you have your basic needs covered, if you're eating good food and you've got shelter and you can afford to feed your kids, dress them and send them to school, you're happy. Anything beyond that doesn't actually make you more happy. Having a $100,000 watch doesn't make you any more happier than having a $30 Casio, right? Jacob may disagree, right? But once your needs are met, I'm happy to say money doesn't bring happiness, but the lack of money reduces happiness and can create some stress.
Lovely. Pat, what are your thoughts on that one, mate?
I'm in a position where I had no money. Now I'm in a little bit of a better position now.
Yep.
And I can say I'm much happier than where I was 5 years ago. So, and maybe it's the money, maybe it's not the money, I don't know. But it definitely helps. I don't think it brings happiness holistically, but it helps you get there.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that. So my thoughts on this is it's all about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like Tufik said, ultimately there is a minimum amount you need to make. I don't completely disagree, Michael, with your analysis there of that number. So in Sydney, there's a minimum amount you need to live on to be happy and comfortable, I would say. After that, I'll tell you what money can't buy you is purpose. And I think at a certain point of money. After that, you're just creating purpose and you're fulfilling your life's purpose. And so whilst money can bring you happiness, happiness is fleeting and temporary, and purpose is what you're actually here to do. So maybe money can buy you happiness at a certain point, but after that, it's all about building purpose in life. So there's some of my thoughts around that, but good discussion. Thanks, boys. Appreciate that warm start. So next, agree or disagree. Office jobs are harder than being a tradie. Agree or disagree? Office jobs are harder. This is... I'm going to offend a lot of people here. What do you all got?
You know, can I sit on the fence?
In different ways.
All right, it's about choosing your hard.
I'm going to go, yeah, okay. Pat, talk to me about that. I'm going to go disagree. We've all I think we've all gone disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Pat.
All right, in another life, I don't know if you guys know this, but I worked as an electrical apprentice-ish.
Really?
For about 2 years.
I didn't know this.
And I also worked with my brothers in carpentry, did a few jobs there. The thing is about this statement, tradies actually do a lot of office work if you own your own business. They do it after their shift, so realistically they're doing 7 to 3, 7 to 4, whatever that is, and then they spend an hour to 2 hours on the laptop writing up quotes, invoicing. So they're doing a bit of both, to be honest. But it's all about choosing your hard. Would you rather use this or would you rather use your hands?
Yeah.
So
100%. That's good insight because you've sort of done both.
Yeah.
So you could compare. Mick, what do you reckon?
I guess if you're not a business owner, you're standard tradie, like you're the mule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once did an apprenticeship not really an apprenticeship. I worked with my cousin who paid me when he felt like it, and he was doing fencing.
While you're working at Latitude, from what I understand, by the way.
Yeah. Back then, when I was working 4 days Latitude, 2 days fencing.
Yeah.
But I was the one, I don't know why, but I was the one to carry all the posts and bring everything over. And they called me the mule. so the donkey, the jahash. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think that's physically, being in office is much easier.
Yeah.
Physically. But there are days where
mentally draining.
I get to the end of this day and someone says a basic sentence to me, I'm like, straight to I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can't focus. So mentally, you deal with 20 clients a day, phone calls, meetings, dealing with my lovely co-workers, constructive criticism from partners. And at the end of the day, you're tapped out. But I could still go to the gym, walk on the treadmill, do some weights for an hour or two. And I'm sure if you're in the trades and your body's erect after the day, you can't go to the gym after work.
You need to turn off your brain at times.
That's right. So I think it's different kinds of hard.
Yeah, they say below the shoulders and above the shoulders.
That's
so
right.
there's the hard above the shoulders, the mental strain of running hundreds of clients and going through the meetings and going through complex tax situations and whatnot. Below the hard being physical and out there and on the tools and in the summer heat. My dad always used to tell me when I was young, go and get a job where you can sit in the office and have some aircon as opposed to being out there in the sun burning all day. So there's different types of hard. Tufik, any thoughts around that?
Mate, some days, a couple of days back, it was beautiful weather, and I'm driving to work, and I knew I was going to be stuck in the office all day, and I saw there was a lollipop lady, start, stop, and I thought to myself, I today would love to swap jobs with her. It's a beautiful day, it's nice, and here I am going to sit in an office with these animals, I mean, with the staff, right? Honestly, that day I'd rather be framing a house than sitting in an office all day. It was a beautiful day.
And let me tell you, those framers would love to sit in an office on that day.
You reckon?
100%.
But can I say, is there something about, especially as a dude, like just being out there physically using your body, being around?
It's primal.
Yeah, it's primal. There's something about that. Like we if you think about it, I don't know, 200 years ago, were there people that just sat in offices doing a computer job? I don't think that existed. For thousands of years, we've never had that sort of environment, and we've only started to do that. Is that unnatural, therefore a bit more difficult? You know what I mean?
I think we're genetically made to move, right? And for hard work, because look at us. We're all probably 10 kilos overweight, right? We're not the healthiest people
We're
around.
working on it. We've got a new gym in the office, Tufik. That's it. We're committed now. But
I think our body's telling us we're not designed to sit down for 8 hours a day, right? And we have to battle that. But is it harder to be a tradie? Yes, physically it can be harder. But mate, sometimes your brain is fried sitting in an office.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like, what are you talking about? You're sitting in an office. Oh, you're stressed. Meanwhile, you're in comfortable clothing. You know, you got it. It's a great environment. The aircon is on. It's 40 degrees outside, and you poor thing, you're stressed because you have to type a few more words, you know, today than as opposed to yesterday. So sometimes it sounds a bit pathetic, right? And here I am complaining, sitting in an office, and some bloke is framing a house in 40-degree weather outside. Like, you can't really you're pathetic and he's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't say our job is harder.
So you'd say you'd much rather be in the office than on site? Is the general
Yeah.
judge?
Yeah.
Some
So
days,
you-
yes.
It's different.
But on a nice day, I'd rather be the lollipop lady.
Yeah.
So you,
Tufik's going to start moonlighting as well.
lollipop lady.
Yeah.
So I have some mates,
Yeah.
a lot of mates actually in the trades.
Yeah.
And, you know, sitting down talking at the end of the week, oh, the weather, this, the rain, or it's too hot, whatever.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I know. And they go, what are you talking about? I go, it's 25 and sunny every single day in the office. It's always 25
Do you know
and
what?
sunny.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's 100% right.
Yeah.
Do you know what we don't have when we go into the office? You know how trades are delayed because of rain? We don't have that. Imagine your accounts are delayed because it's raining outside in accounting. It doesn't happen. But anyway,
We
that's
did have the office flood once. So.
Yeah, that did happen.
the great flood of 2024. Sorry, very good. All right. Cash jobs are okay to do. I think there's only one way we're going to. The official position.
Is the tax office watching?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Nah, do we?
Mick, turn it around now.
I have to explain myself, of course.
All right. Cash jobs are okay to do. I'm going to go with disagree.
Hold on.
Yeah, hang
Okay.
on. Let's,
All right, the official position is this.
No,
again.
you know what?
And-
I'm
and the
going
public-
with Nick.
The
Wait,
public
wait.
position is this.
Yeah, I've lost control of the pod. Michael, tell me your position.
I will not say we don't report. We can receive payments in cash.
Cash.
Ah.
That's the one.
You got- as long as you deposit it in the
Tufik
bank.
was
it's no
sweating.
problem.
I saw the sweat on his forehead.
Have you not watched the advertisement on Facebook from Latitude Accountants where
Yeah,
the guy
I know.
drops the cash?
There's
on the ground?
there's two odd-looking blokes. I know, I've seen that video.
Mick, can you explain that
not
for
good.
us?
All right, there's no problem receiving payments in cash, and it's funny enough. I actually have had clients say, "Oh, he paid me in cash. Is that all right?" No problem to receive cash, but you have to deposit it into the bank, declare it, and pay tax on it.
Solid advice, Mick.
Yes.
But do you know how hard it is sitting with a client? Oh, he got paid $1,000 cash on the job. A plumber gets paid $1,000 cash. Look, please put it in the bank account. Pay $100 of GST. Then, because you're on the top marginal rate, because you're a plumber, pay $400 of income tax. Let's give the government half, and you can keep half. And that's the right thing to do. So please do that.
Am I allowed to say my unofficial answer on it?
All right. So,
And then officially,
Can you ask less awkward questions?
Yeah, this question's no good. This question's no
is
good.
this a client question or a Nathan Lobb question? Yeah. Okay.
if you ask me, I'll tell you put it in the bank.
bank?
Yeah.
So don't ask me.
Yeah.
All right. We'll edit all that out.
That is not making the final cut.
All right, so we're going to go with remote work is for lazy people. Remote work is for lazy
no,
people.
I
I am
I
going to go
disagree.
disagree.
Nah, I'm going to have to.
All right, Tufik. Here you are. Tufik, remote work is for lazy people. Agree or disagree?
Look, I've always said this. It depends on the person, but I want to generalize here. And the general rule is if you're a male and you want to work from home, right? That's not sexist because I've decided it's not. Right? But if you're a male and you want to work from home, that's absolutely pathetic because you're not going to work, right? I have plenty of male staff and I've had plenty of male staff, and at times we've let them work from home, right? The only time that's should be allowed is if they're so sick they physically can't stand up and they have to stay in bed. It's fine. They can pull their laptops out and work from bed, right?
Which is what I did the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, which I have no problem with that. But what do you mean you're going to work from home with no one around you? right? Oh, you're more productive. No, you're not. You're not working. You've gone to the fridge 25 times. Your wife's bothering you, or your brother's bothering you, or you decide to go to the gym for 2.5 hours in the middle of the day, right? You don't work from home. I tried working from home. It didn't work. Therefore, no one has the ability to work from home.
Sufi, can you please explain your experience during COVID when Michael, Pat were the only two?
I was highly productive working from home.
The new COD Warzone just came out as we went into lockdown.
Boys,
as
can
well.
you explain
And I
your
had a home gym.
experience? Can you explain your experience working from home during that?
Do you want us to be
Look,
truthful?
it was 4
Or
years
lie
ago,
to
so
our
you can be
boss?
truthful.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
give me
water
two.
under the bridge, boys. What?
So pretty much, I woke up at 9 o'clock on the dot, rolled out of bed, and I was on my laptop working. Now, when I say I was working, I was probably working about 2 hours maximum a day.
That's great.
I would go outside. I had a home gym. I bought a home gym. And that's pretty much what I was doing all day. I think I spent like 3 to 4 hours in the sun, just walking my dog on random times.
Yeah.
The only work I had back then was writing letters for the grants because I didn't know how to do accounts.
That was basically admin.
I was pretty much admin back then. So that's
the
all I
best
could
time.
do.
That's the
And
best
how am I meant to be taught accounts when there's no one next to me, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to save travel.
Some people are
Oh,
interstate.
Okay, no problem. Work extra and travel extra. Just make your work day 12 hours as opposed to 10 and you get the same result. No problem.
I'm gonna have to jump in here.
Yeah.
So I don't think working from home is not. It can be. It depends who you are. Okay, work from home depends who you are. If you're someone who is not motivated and you want to find a reason to not be productive, working from home is a great way to do that. But if you're someone who's highly motivated, who's intrinsically has a lot of self-respect, has a lot of self-worth, who wants to do their best at all times, and you have actual metrics that at the end of the week or month or whatever you're accountable for, you almost perform better, in my opinion. Bro, Tufik, I have to travel an hour to and from work every day.
Oh, you poor thing.
I'm not asking for your sympathy. I'm just telling you the facts.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So I have to travel an hour to and from home. That hour is not that's an extra hour of work I do when I'm working from home, right? So you work an extra hour at the top and back end of your day, and then for that.
Okay,
for
why don't
that
you
time
do
frame-
the extra hour of work
do,
at the
I
top
do
and
that
the
as
beginning of your day and travel
Yeah.
on top?
That's exactly what we do
Oh.
sometimes.
I'll chime in here and I say there are definitely people working from home taking the piss doing nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of people working from home doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Surely.
I'm sure there is some.
But it has to be
Some.
case by case.
There's got to be
Not me,
a
but
few.
But you reckon it's more than 50%?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Based on
50-50.
all the people I know who work from home, I can generally say, as a generalization, that they're less productive at home than they would be in the office. And this is why all the larger firms, right, and all the, everyone's sending their staff back to the office.
So how do you fight it? Just send them back to the office?
Yeah, 100%.
What if you increase the hours?
The problem is we've got labour laws. I'm not a big fan of labour laws.
Are you saying
So
that you
it's not
disagree
that
with the
easy.
minimum wage, Stevie?
They're less productive. Or would you say they're that much less productive to a point where it's like it's just not worth having them, or they're still doing a job even if they're less productive than the office people? Surely they're at an acceptable level of productivity.
because if they weren't, you wouldn't keep them.
Yeah, that's right. And we have people that work from
I understand. I could probably do more work in 2 hours than an average person can do in a day. Right? So if I worked at home for 2 hours, it'd be the equivalent of most people working in a day. Yeah. Still, no, it's not acceptable.
I'm gonna.
So, Tufik, what if I'm working, say hypothetically, I go hunting on a Friday and I'm working with Starlink for like 3 hours. Are you saying that you're not as productive? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately, not as productive.
All right, moving right along. I don't know how much of this is going to make a final edit. Only this podcast, but anyway, let's try to make some content here.
It's all above board.
Right, this is
All
all
right.
above board.
AI will take over jobs in accounting. Agree or disagree?
Take over like accounting.
Take over jobs like accounting? Oh, okay. No, let's rephrase the question.
Yeah, go for
AI
it.
will take over jobs in accounting.
In accounting?
Yeah. AI will take
I
over
agree.
jobs in accounting.
Yep.
Agree.
agree, but let's explain the position, Paddy.
It will take over some jobs in accounting. For example, bookkeeping is pretty monotonous, and AI has already taken over in some aspects of bookkeeping. We're seeing that every day. Jax is pretty good on Xero. They're implementing new systems. XeroCon announced a few things. I don't believe that they will replace accountants altogether. I think they will help us. I think AI will help us.
So you think, so why do you think bookkeeping is out? Like your position is bookkeeping is probably on the way out, but accounting is on the, why is the difference?
There's no advisory service when it comes to bookkeeping. You could have bookkeepers that are really good and write reports and speak to you and analyze them all. But that's mostly what your accountant does. Your accountant is your business advisor.
So you don't think AI can give advice?
I think they can, but it needs to be proofed.
Right.
And how are you going to deliver that? There needs to be a human element there.
Right. All right. Tufik, what are your thoughts on that?
When I started being an accountant in 2004, a job would take, let's say a job would take about 15 hours, right? If you go back 50 years pre-tech, a job would have taken 35 hours. So it's gone from, say, 35 hours to 15 hours to right now, because of, Xero and all the technology that we have, that 15 hours has now become 6 or 7 hours. I think what AI will do is that'll reduce that to 2 hours, to 1 to 2 hours for a whole job, and it'll give you 60% efficiency. What that'll mean is more work can be done by the accountant, right? So will it take over jobs? Yes, it will. But I think it needs to, because we don't have enough accountants at the moment, and we need to find some efficiencies in the industry, and I think it would be a great thing. So the answer is yes, it will take over some jobs, but it'll change the job, it'll morph the job. You'll be an interpreter of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective. Mick, I've never heard your thoughts on AI, so I'd love to hear them.
I think eventually, not right now, nowhere near close right now, it'll take over 90% of what we're doing today.
Wow.
As accountants. But there's always going to be an element of advisory and support that the accountant needs to give that I don't think AI or technology can do.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to say 90%. I'm talking many, many years into the future.
How
If
many
things
years?
keep...
Give me an estimate.
I'd say not for another, maybe
Till after we retire.
maybe 30 to 40
30
years.
years.
Oh, yeah, that's
To the
far
point
out.
where we're pretty much...
Redundant.
You could be bring everything internal. You don't need a public accountant anymore.
Wow.
I'd say if it's progressing as much as it is now,
Yeah.
but that's still a long way away to the point where,
To
for us at least, I don't think we'll have much of an effect. Right. But at the moment, I think it's going to take the time, as Tufik said, the time spent on jobs, bring it way down. We're going to use AI. We'll benefit from it. So we'll be able to do a lot more work, but obviously charge less because there's a lot less time spent on it. So I think we can service a lot more clients, and it'll take a lot less time to do it.
Great. Paddy, any other thoughts?
Yeah, Tufik, were you there when they first introduced like Xero, MYB?
Not MYB, but
Xero.
Xero, yes.
And did it change the industry? Like, did it?
Yeah, like for small business, small medium business, BankLink was amazing.
It changed
the
The bank feeds?
Yeah, bank fees changed everything.
Yeah.
Right, it reduced the time.
It made some
substantially on
jobs redundant?
It didn't make jobs redundant. People just got more efficient.
Yeah.
We needed less accountants. You used to have an accounting team of 4 people in a business.
Yeah.
Now one person can do
How
that.
long ago was that MYOB?
I don't know.
MYB is 90s, I
MYB
believe.
was 9 years.
So
but
let's say it's
I
been
remember
30
BankLink.
years since MYOB,
Yeah.
and it's taken over 75% of what you used to have 4 accountants, now you have 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
So if I'm saying 90% for another 30, 40 years, doesn't seem
But
like
that's,
crazy.
but that's corporate.
The trend is going for you.
That's corporate. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not public accounting firms, right?
No, public accounting. Of
Oh,
public accounting jobs. So you would have, instead of having MyOb and then maybe one bookkeeper, you would have had multiple bookkeepers because they didn't have MyOb as the software stack.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then BankLink came in. BankLink changed the game. BankLink stopped the junior having to code and post, or do cash book?
Yeah.
Because you could just do a cash code in the.
Helen actually made me post back in 2019. That's how I learned.
There you go.
It was great.
Actually, not too long
Backlink
ago,
was huge. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
back when Patrick started, I would send PDFs to him and say,
Yeah.
convert this to Excel. And he would have to copy
Yeah.
every line.
There was no convert to Excel that really worked because sometimes it was pictures.
that, yeah.
And
So
it's
you
like
just have to
copy the
manually do
dates,
date, description.
Now you throw it into ChatGPT, it does it for you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
insane.
So
Yeah, there you
what
go.
Paddy used to spend 5 hours on, we don't need anymore.
So we'll just fire Paddy.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that for years.
All he does is play COD at home in the gym. I don't know. No, so look, my thoughts on AI is this. Back in the day, you probably heard me say this, but back in the day, the Assyrians created the wheel, and all the farmers thought they were out of jobs because instead of having multiple people that had to walk from site to site and deliver out all the goods, they could just put things on a wheelbarrow and move it along, and it was so much more efficient. And all these technological advancements keep happening, and the rate of adoption of these technological advancements is astronomical. But the one thing we have today, especially in the West, is a very, very low unemployment rate. So if you look at Australia, we've had the most tech we have ever had, and we've had the lowest unemployment rate we've ever had. We're on circa 4% unemployment. So my theory is that with more tech, we find things to do, and we find more jobs to create. I'm a big humanist. I'm a big believer in the human spirit and human ingenuity. And I think as humans, we'll always find things to do, whether we want to go to the moon, go to Mars, do this, do that. There's something intrinsic in humans that just wants to go conquer, achieve, and just go do things that we didn't think were possible. And I think technology is going to help us get there. And I think it takes a lot of the human race up with it. So they're my overall thoughts. Thanks for asking. No one asked me the question. So I have to find a way to put my thoughts in there, boys. All right.
You can give the final.
Yeah,
There you
100%.
go. All right. Guess the price. Let's go with guess the price. So here you have a whiteboard, and we're going to give you a bunch of things, and you have to guess the price of that. So, and I'm going to hold it up for the camera maybe. Labubu B Latte vinyl plush doll. How much do you think this cost?
Retail?
Retail, yeah. Oh, you know what? No. What's it trading for? Labubu B Latte
Is it
vinyl
trading or
plush doll.
retail?
I assume it's trading as well.
Damn.
What do I think these things are?
It's overpriced, isn't it?
You've
I don't
lost your
know.
mind.
I don't.
Wait. All right. On 1, 2, 3, go. Tufik, you got 45 to 15. Mick has
65,
got
he's got
45 to 65. Mick has got 300. Pat's got 60. I've got $1,000.
I'd say retail's 45.
yeah.
whereas
I
trading
think
is
retail
65.
trading. I reckon trading is way more.
All right.
way
Nathan Lob's going to hand me the $2,000. $2,000.
Yeah,
So why is it $2,000?
Because
Because
seen at Kmart. That's on the shelf at Kmart.
look,
like the
I
Rolex
I
grey
think
market.
Labubu,
Yeah.
whoever owns it, is a marketing genius.
agreed.
How do you get a $2 Chinese toy and somehow make it worth, I don't know, $40 or $50 or whatever they retail at? They're doing something right. It's almost like, let's create a stainless steel watch with, and then we'll sell it for $20,000.
Yeah.
Right? How do you do that? It's marketing genius. Or let's get a crocodile bag and we'll put these letters BIRKIN, and we'll turn it from $8,000 to $80,000.
Tufik, you sent me a video
Yeah.
earlier this week or last week, and it was about, there was some dude, and he basically manufactures the same bag that, for example, Louis Vuitton would manufacture it, and he doesn't put the LV on it and whatever. And you sent me the video saying, what was your, do you remember that?
Yeah, I did. I sent
Yeah.
it to you.
You sent it to me, and he's on there saying, like, why do you need the brand? You can just have the same thing
You
without
have
the label.
the exact same thing
Yeah.
without the label for a tenth of the price.
And my response was, yeah, but that doesn't show... The reason people buy brand is for status and association. Brand is all about association. There's actually an interesting line in Simon Sinek's book. Simon Sinek, by the way, boys, is the same one who told me about Pierpont Langley.
Some people are like,
But Simon Sinek says that they measured the dopamine when you buy a brand and the real thing versus when you buy a fake label. And it's not even close on how much more the dopamine affects you when you buy the real thing and have that real sense of achievement of, I have attained something worth pursuing. So brand is not like, I can't stand the person who uses their credit card and maxes it out to go and buy at a brand, and it's stupid. You have no money and you're associating yourself with someone who has money. That's a bit stupid. But what I love is that if you've gone and done something big and you've achieved something and you go and reward yourself with a nice watch, a nice bag, whatever, the nice heels, I think that's beautiful because you've gone out and you've achieved something and now you get that association of status because I have done something.
Because I have a
myself.
$2,000 Labubu B latte vinyl plush doll.
Yeah, it's also something, I'm going to end my round and send this around, but it's also something that no one else can get. There's also value on I can get this and no one else can get it. It's one of one. It's limited.
That's well and fine if we're talking
What do you
about
think, Mick?
watches, bags, maybe shoes.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with the doll?
Plush doll. It's a
What
collectible.
am I going to do with the doll?
But what are you going to do with a watch?
Yeah.
You can wear it.
Do you know I can buy a
I'm
watch
just going to carry
for
a doll with me.
I can buy a $10 watch that tells us the time.
You don't need
It's
a watch.
just
You have
as
your
good as a
phone. You have your
$30,000.
phone.
You're right.
You don't even need a watch anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, you get your phone. It's not about telling the time. It's the status. It's a brand association.
But hold on. So is a Ferrari F50. It's a toy.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you from A to B because most of the time it'll break down on the way from the A to B. So I get it. It's the Labubu and a Ferrari. It's the same thing. It's just branding.
I'd prefer experiences over objects.
Yeah.
So I'd rather spend $2,000 on a holiday than on a Labubu toy
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
or any collectible for that matter.
So I have heard this, right? I'm considering going to the Broncos game in Suncorp, right? And that's an experience that I have to pay for the experience and whatever, and I'll love that. But you know what an experience doesn't do? An experience doesn't sit on the wrist for the rest of your life. So like if you buy a nice watch or a bag or whatever, you get to carry that around with you. And every time you look at that bag, that watch or whatever, it reminds you of what you did.
Doesn't the dopamine disappear after a few uses? Like it's over.
It does, but it's permanent. The experience, all experiences are memories. And over time, your memories fade.
Yeah.
So I'm grappling at the moment, actually, Pat. Do you go and pursue the experience?
Always.
Do I value experience
Always.
or do I value the object?
I will always chase the experience
Yeah.
over the object.
Tufik, what do you think of people who take a gap year and go find themselves in Europe? And experience?
I wouldn't go that far. Disagree.
Absolutely disagree. let's not go into that one.
I asked Tufik once, my long service leave is coming up. Can I take 3 months and do in Europe? I'll work in Europe. I'll do 20 hours a week. He says, are you effing stupid?
Very good. Do it. All right. Hermes Noir, Togo Birkin. Speaking of Birkins, speaking of brand,
God.
Hermes Noir.
I feel like Tufik will know the
Togo
answer to
Birkin.
this.
I have
Too
no
fair.
idea,
Really?
but I'm
I
guessing.
don't know how much it is.
I have heard one Michael Sardi say he has to work for handbags.
Not for his.
Alrighty.
I don't
Birkin, what have I got? Oh, this is not cheap.
I don't know.
I'll go with.
Going random. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you
All right.
you went way too low, bro.
Michael's gone 5,800. Pat's gone 30,000. Tufik's gone 80. I have gone
How much is
50.
it? I think
This could be as long as a piece.
Hey!
33,000. Big Patty.
All right, that was a complete guess.
Very good.
My initial thoughts was 5,000, but I saw him write 80, and I'm like, that's definitely not 5,000.
If anyone doesn't know the story with the Birkins, you cannot just go into your Hermes shop and buy a Birkin. You've got to play the game. Unfortunately, Pat, do you know anything about that? Talk to us about playing the game at the AD.
Playing the game.
Yeah. Do you know how to get?
He doesn't even know what that means.
No
Do you know
idea
how to
what
get
you're
a
talking
Birkin,
about.
Pat?
Is it the same as a Rolex?
Yeah.
So you need to go on the wait list. You need to buy
Yeah.
a shitty one.
Yeah, but there is no wait list, people. There is no wait list. The wait list is how much money have you spent with us, ultimately.
So, can you go into store, buy their lesser bags, and then
you have
eventually?
to. Yeah, you have to. There's this YouTuber who does like fake videos and that about how to get all these things. But ultimately, you've got to go in there. You've got to have a profile with them. You've got to build credibility. You've got to schmooze the AD or whoever you're dealing with, trying to work your way up.
Can you rewind and tell me why that bag is worth $30,000?
Before we go there,
I can't.
Because it has probably $2,000 of leather,
Yeah.
right? And it's hand stitched by a factory in China. Then they put this Hermes tag on it, and the word HERMEZ are worth $25,000.
That's why.
that's
Yeah,
yeah, It's brand.
So that's brand.
Why
It's
is
all
the
brand.
Rolex that much? when I can buy the exact same watch for $2,000.
Do you know?
Why do
the
you,
same bag for about $2,000-$3,000?
Michael? I'm going to rephrase the question.
You know, sometimes I take my wife and my children and we go to Fairfield markets, and you can buy that exact bag that looks the same for about $3. Somewhere between $40 and $80, you can buy that bag.
Yeah. Not as big dopamine here. Mick, why do you buy a Mercedes as opposed to a Toyota Camry? Why do you buy a Toyota Camry?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've had both, and I miss my Toyota Camry every single day. I promise.
I miss my Corolla so
promise.
much too, man.
Very good.
Your favorite car is always your first car
Yeah, bro. It's your
because
first
it gave
love.
you freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a much nicer car. The interior is nice. You know, the service is great. Call you up, and especially when you go in, they give you coffee.
That's
treat you
beautiful.
like they smooth me, and that's why I ended up buying a Mercedes. But let me tell you, when I see a little bit of dirt on it and I have to take it to the car wash, every day I think back to my Toyota Camry 1997, where I didn't take it to a car wash once. I had scrapes and I didn't care, and I was happy. So,
But I
That's
thought money
beautiful,
buys
bro.
happiness, Mick.
Yeah, bro.
I'll spend it on something else.
Speaking of first cars, I'm going to take a
Something
detour
else.
here. Speaking of first cars, Tufik, what was your first car? Can you talk us through that?
My first car was a 1993 Nissan Skyline, GDST. It was in a manual as well, and my dad bought it for me when I turned a bit after my 19th birthday.
Privilege, bro.
Yeah, and we went.
So privileged, man.
It's,
Did you grow up with a silver spoon?
Yeah, man.
Did you grow up
Money
with a
buys
silver
happiness, boys.
Are you saying that Skyline didn't bring happiness to you for about a year?
We actually went and test drove a 300 ZX, which I wanted initially, and I loved the twin turbo 300.
Yeah,
but
them
my dad
petrol
didn't like it.
Why?
I took it, didn't like it.
Too much
one bit.
petrol.
No idea.
Yeah.
So then I took him to a gunmetal grey 33 GDST from an Asian guy in Canley Vale. It was very neat, and my dad loved it because he looked after the car.
Yeah.
And we bought it. I think it was 11,000, and they agreed on 10,900. And my dad gave him 10,800, and then I had to sit there awkwardly for 2 minutes while they negotiated over the 100. And my dad gave him $50, and we walked away. So we technically paid 10,850.
Oh, that's the best, bro. That's great. And how long did you have it? Like, what was the?
It was about 3 years before it got written off. But it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a car you've loved that much?
No, not really. There's something about your first car.
It's your first car. Tell
Paddy,
you,
your first car.
your first car buys you freedom.
Yeah.
I had a 2004 Toyota Corolla.
That's
It was
beautiful,
white. It
bro.
was the most beautiful car ever. I'm very sad that it's now gone.
Yeah.
It was written off as well. Someone hit into me. It was very sad. That day was very sad.
I'm sad for you, bro. The Rolls Royce is what
The Corolla, yeah, I used to call it the Rolls Royce.
That's
It was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Boys, my first car was a 2000 S15 200 SX, Australian delivered spec R, logbook since day dot, 2 keys.
It was like 40,000 Ks.
Yeah, like it was 70,000 Ks. I searched high and low around the whole of Australia to find this car. It was the most beautiful vehicle I had ever set my eyes
Must
on.
be nice for
It
a
was my
first car.
first love, bro.
I bought my 1997 Toyota Camry for $1,500. head gasket needed to be replaced. $800 later, I had a new car.
Just so you know, it cost me $17,300. I was a cadet at Nexio in my first year, and I was earning $33,000. So I saved my whole wage that year and bought the car with that.
That's beautiful.
Now, ironically, I sold it for $18,500. The reason I sold it was because I moved accounting firms to a more corporate one, and I wanted to be more corporate-y. Stupid decision I ever made. I bought an Audi. That S15 is now worth $60,000.
Oof.
And I regret it every day.
I remember his S15
Yeah.
20 years
nice,
ago.
eh?
It was perfection.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
beautiful. Anyway. All right, on some more happy topics. As opposed to depressing us. 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT63 SE. I have a feeling Tufik might know this one.
No, I don't know anything about Mercedes.
Yeah, that's of course. I'm gonna go with AMG GT63. Which one's that? Is that the the coupe?
Yeah, it's like this 4-door coupe that's curved
Oh, is that one? Yeah, I got
from
ya.
the top.
All right. Oh, we got a photo. Have we?
I reckon
Have a
I'm
look at
close.
this. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I reckon
So
I know
here's
the price of this.
here's the photo of the car, guys. I'm gonna go with
I've got my.
All right, Tufik, what do you got?
Depending on spec, I think it's between 330 and 400.
All right, Mick's got 300 and Pat's got 419.99. I've
By
got
the way,
300.
it just looks like a normal car.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I got 300. Lob, what do you got for us? $450,000. Big
That's
Patrick
ridiculous.
el-bitar takes home the win there.
It actually looks like
yeah.
a 1997 Camry.
Wouldn't you prefer buying like a supercar for 450 grand?
Yeah, bro.
I don't see the intrigue.
Tufik, if I gave you 450 grand, what
do you
car
buy?
would you buy?
How long do we have?
I buy a,
I push GT
right
3
now,
RS.
I buy the 992 GT3 Touring.
Yep.
Beautiful car. I think it's probably dropped to about 450.
What year?
400,
What year model is
450.
that?
It's only like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a recent car.
Let me tell you, if I ever had
But the
400
last thing I will do is buy a car that'll cost me 450 grand. And then in about 5 years' time, it would be worth 250 grand. And
yeah.
5 years after that, you wouldn't even get 100K for it.
The supercars
It's like
actually hold
the
their value.
S-Class, the S63 Coupe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$500,000, and now it's worthless. No one wants them. You can't sell them. You can leave them on the market for 12 months before someone will even look at it.
This isn't financial advice, but I have a theory that the European car at 200 grand is a far worse investment than a supercar at 450, 500. Because the supercar, we've done the maths on this once upon a time. The supercar at 450, 500 doesn't depreciate near as much, and they're collectible, and you don't drive them that much anyway. The $200,000 European car, it's 50 grand in like no time at all. So
It's cheaper to drive a Camry and have a supercar than it is to go buy a brand new C63.
Yeah, so buy a Camry and the supercar, and off you
Not
go.
financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. All right, a Zinger Box at KFC. It's been a while. It's been a while, hasn't it?
I've been on a diet, man.
Yeah. It's been a while since last night. Yeah, Mick.
I think it's...
Mick, you look like you've had a few zingers of late.
Is that why you were late? You were chowing down a Zinger Box, Mick?
Oh, I said we were late, bright and early.
What's in a zinger box? Mick, what's in a zinger box? You would know.
Honestly, I can't remember.
Is it like a little bit of chicken, the burger and the chips, and a little bit of gravy, I believe?
Why are we pretending we don't know? It's a freaking burger. It's some chips. You get a pack of Wicked Wings and a drink. All right.
Right, no, it's a couple of chicken pieces and a burger, I think.
Yeah.
$20 flat.
20. I've got 18.50.
I've got
19.95.
16.55.
Pat's got 18, 16.
14.95. That's great value.
That's good value, bro.
Great value. But is that like is there like for Zinger boxes? Is there small, medium, and large?
Probably, yeah. We've probably gone with medium there.
How many thousands of zinger burgers can you buy instead of an AMG GT?
That's a lot of Zinger boxes.
It probably depreciates slower too.
Yeah. a minute on the
3,000?
lips, lifetime on the hips is what they say. So a Zinger box, we've done that. Okay, iPhone 17 Pro Max. iPhone 17 Pro Max. How much does that cost? Pro Max. That's the big one.
Pro Max.
That's the marquee.
Damn. I know what the... Okay.
2799.
2222 for Tufik, 2799 for Mick. I got 2800 and Pat has got 2899. 2200 takes
wow.
the cake.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
Yeah, I thought they were more.
Hey, listen, guys, I have to admit, I'm trying to buy one right now. Yeah.
You're cheating, man.
Tufik, what I'm hearing...
If I knew my Telstra login, I would have ordered one already.
Yeah. Tufik, just so you know, we have an administration team in the business. You can just forward on to them and they can
might
buy it
have
for
to.
you. All right. Very good. All right. So we're going down to the showdown. That was good stuff. You have fun doing that, boys?
Yeah, I'm off iPhones, by the way, but I have no choice. They've got me locked in.
You're off iPhones.
I have it,
Yeah.
but I don't like them.
Really?
Really? That's controversial, as
Yeah, that's
man.
huge.
Let me show you.
I feel
I didn't
Like
know
they're
you
selling
went
us
that
the
way.
Same thing every
It's the same
single
product.
year.
They're
And,
not
and they're trying to
improving.
trick me. And then I think they do these iOS updates and it slows down my phone and my battery goes
Yeah.
and they're trying to force me to buy this new one.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I believe
What are you
all the
thinking of
conspiracy
buying?
theories, by the way.
yeah.
All
What
of
are you,
them?
what are you
We
thinking
didn't
of
land on
buying? What are you going to do? Have you thought that far
I'll
out?
keep this phone for as long as like I can see the important stuff on the screen. I don't care how many cracks it has.
Yeah.
I've got to buy Apple Care as well. So,
Yeah.
as soon as it breaks, I'll try to keep it for at least 2-3 years before I
Wow.
get another iPhone.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, I think it's genius how they slow down
Yes.
It's wrong.
the phone
it's
as
highly
soon as you
unethical.
update it. That's why you don't update it. Right?
yeah.
You just use the old
Or
iOS.
sometimes you're forced to
Until
update it.
You can't
for
use the apps anymore.
Yeah,
You're
the
right.
apps.
Sufik's still operating on iPhone like 3. I tried to buy a Samsung. It was iPhone, and then I just thought, you know what, this new iPhone's too expensive. It was many years back, and I thought I'd get a Samsung. I bought the Samsung. I used it for 1 week. I didn't know how to use it. I put it straight back in my drawer and went and bought an iPhone.
Why do they make it so
Yeah, I couldn't do
complex
it, bro.
to learn?
You know what? I have this theory. Let me explain it. The Apple engineers versus the Samsung engineers. The Apple engineers all get into a room. They pick one good idea and they say, let's do that. The Samsung engineers all get into the room. It's a massive brainstorming sesh, round table, as Tufik would say. Everyone's throwing up ideas. We should do this. We should do that. We should do this. And they're 50 things, and they try to shove all 50 into the phone just so the Samsung user can say, oh, does your iPhone do this? And then they'll pull out some dumb feature I'm never going to use in my entire life.
That's what my brother
dumb
does,
feature.
and he tries to hold it over me.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah. Jack, he has
They're all like that.
Samsung, strictly Samsung.
Yeah.
And he tries to put it over me like he's better than me because he
Yeah.
has a Samsung.
Yeah.
So Jack, if you're watching, he's not watching. Jack, if you're watching, you're not better than me.
Yeah, very good. All right, good stuff. iPhone 17 Pro Max at only $2,200. What a steal.
You know the thing is, I always buy the best iPhone and I'll update it often. You know why? Because it's the tool of my trade. It's my most important asset.
Yeah.
Right? I don't use anything. I use it more than my computer. So I always have to make sure I have the newest one.
So you'd say it's definitely a phone is definitely a work tool.
Yeah, definitely.
That being said, so new phones for the boys. You heard it from the horses.
I don't know about
It's
that
a
one.
work
We got you
tool,
on
isn't
camera
it?
now.
You buy our laptops.
Actually, you're right. We should make it a requirement that staff must maintain the most recent and updated phones.
They're trying to say.
FBT, by the way, there's some FBT exemptions around buying electronics.
Tufik,
stuff,
maybe if I had a company phone when I went overseas, I would have kept that on. People would have been able to reach me.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
All right, moving right along so everyone keeps their jobs at the end of the episode. In this section, we're going to go with a debate format. Tufik and I will go to the affirmative or the agree, and the other boys are going to go with disagree. I don't know what the other name is against the people. So, rugby is the best sport to put your kid in. We agree, and they disagree. So, rugby is the best sport to put your kid in. Happy to be proven wrong. Boys, I open it up to you.
I'll go. I played league for about 10 years from when I was about 7 to 17, say. I stopped when I realised I'm not going to make first grade and I can't be bothered to go into training every Tuesday and Thursday. So I just played a bit of school footy and then that was it. Never played tackle footy after. Now, while there's many great things about team sport, I don't think I got so many head knocks from in those 10 years. I remember about 7 different times where I hit my head so hard on the ground. It's probably not good for a kid. It's probably not good for brain development. It's probably why Tufik's smarter than me. Because I got so many head knocks playing footy for 10 years when I was never the biggest kid as well. So I was always, versing blokes twice my size. I'm sure Paddy can understand too.
I think my speech is still impeded because of the head knocks I've got.
Case in point.
So head knocks is your argument.
And there's a lot of studies coming out these days about the effects of head knocks. So the good news is I never played as an adult where there's actually roided up people I was versing, which
I
maybe
did.
Paddy can speak on.
I played footy from 10 to 21-ish, so 11 years of footy. My last ever game, I copped 2 head knocks in the same tackle. So I got kneed in the head, and as I was going down, he kicked me. It was all accidental. It wasn't his fault, big guy. And ever since that day, I vowed to never play again. Wow. So head knocks is one thing. Another thing I want to talk about is the other sports that are available to everyone. If you want to put your kid in a team sport, there's soccer, there's basketball, there's so many other options. That's if you want to build camaraderie for your kids, whatever. And from a physical perspective, if you want your kids to be a bit tougher when they grow up, MMA is great. It's a controlled environment. There's pad work. You don't even need to put them in sparring, but you can. Yeah, most gyms are very good in Sydney in particular. I think there's so many other options.
All right. Thanks for your thoughts there, Paddy. Tufik, do you want me to go or do you want me to?
Go.
All right, because I've had a crack at this. So, boys, there's a reason we call it the greatest game of all. Not you should put your kids in this, maybe you shouldn't. The greatest game of all. And speaking of the greatest game of all, Last weekend, we got to witness 80 minutes of absolute brilliance from the Broncos and the Canberra Raiders, who put on a spectacle that not many other sports could put on. This is a gladiator sport, and this is something I think that if you have a younger kid that you want to help equip for the world, there is no better sport to do that than rugby league. We talked about head knocks. We're taking measures to rule that out of the game and to get rid of that out of the game. You've seen a lot of that this season. The head knocks are on the way out, boys. That you can get some headgear on you. I know, you may have been running out there without some headgear, so you can mouth guard, no headgear. Boys, you've got to protect yourselves in the sport, so I don't disagree with that. There are other sports, but very few sports have that physical, combative rivalry that NRL or rugby has. You can see that, especially when we take the sport to Vegas and the Americans freak out over, I can't believe you don't even wear pads and this and that physical contact. There's just nothing like that in many other sports. So I actually appreciate that physical contact. And MMA is more single individual sport. There's nothing like a team sport, getting around, getting physical, getting into the sheds, having that team spirit. I'll finalise it with this. 2006 was one of the best years of my life, boys. I went home and I seen all my trophies in my my old room. I haven't really done anything with it. Anyway, I went home and saw all my things from 2006. In 2006, the Brisbane Broncos won the NRL Grand Final. The Layla Park Kookaburras, the mighty Layla Park Kookaburras, won the premiership, undefeated. We lost one game in the major semis. We came back to win the grand final. I won best back of the year. The only reason I didn't win best player is my dad banned me from going to training twice a week. I was only allowed once a week because I had to study so I could be an accountant. And then in 2006 I had my first girlfriend as well. So that was a big year for me. And
why are you putting out laundry like that, man?
And all off that great rugby league season that we had. Oh, and the Kellyville our Kellyville school team got into the Hills Cup grand final. We lost against Gilroy on the bell. So we got there anyway. So a lot of my best memories come from that year too, Vic. I've talked a lot. Any other comments to add?
No, I'm good with that.
Well, I want to offer up the best of individual sports against the best of NRL.
Yeah.
NRL's best include Todd Carney, Mitchell Pearce, Ben Barber. Who do we have?
Reece Walsh.
In
recent history.
tennis we have
Roger
Novak,
Federer.
Roger.
Smith.
In golf we have Happy Gilmore. We have the greats. I'll put their character up against any of your greats of NRL.
Yeah.
Look, by the way, boys, this isn't my official position. It's something I've had to do for the podcast. I would actually put my kids in soccer.
I'm a big advocate of putting my kids into rugby league.
So we're taking.
So that was really hard.
That was hard work, but I completely don't disagree. If you're looking for role models, I think you've got to start elsewhere outside of a rugby league team. So good stuff, boys. All right, we're going to go into the next one. Sydney is overpopulated. We are affirming that Sydney is overpopulated. You are on the other side. So I open it up to you boys again. You know what? We'll start first. Because
I don't mind.
Two Fix start first. Sydney is overpopulated.
No, I'll give up.
All right.
We have 4 million people, and how massive are our cities, right? Like, how massive is our city compared to... We don't even have any high rises. You know what I mean? We have a few in Parramatta, a few in the south. No, it's a very hard position to argue in comparison to any other country.
So
right?
you think
we've got a lot of land.
You think we can take on more people in Sydney?
Look, I don't want to. Right? I think we really need to reduce immigration. But no, it's not overpopulated. I think we should maybe have a few more kids and get our birth rate beyond 2. Right? That'll be good for the country. But yeah. No.
If he's going to take the disagree, if we're switching roles here,
Let's switch.
I'll
Let's
agree
affirm.
and say traffic in Sydney is horrible.
I agree.
It's so bad, and I sometimes watch TikTok, and I see a lot of people impression when they come to Sydney is that traffic is horrible.
I don't think that's a problem of overpopulation, though. That's a problem of the roads in Sydney, which can be fixed.
Like even the M4, I experienced traffic on the first time on the M4.
By the way,
on the last weekend,
I've now been
First
to 3
time,
other countries, and every single other country has worse traffic than Sydney. I'm putting it out there.
It's true. We have too many cars. Everyone has a car. Some people have 2 cars. Some people have 5 cars.
Yes.
Right? And everyone's driving.
Right. So some people have like 35.
Some people lose count. How many cars they have.
I don't know how many I've got.
As far as I'm concerned, the problem isn't too many people. It's too many people with cars.
Yeah.
Right? We need to increase the tax. I love when they increase the tolls.
No.
It means less people are driving.
Oh, fudge.
Right?
Oh, wait, no
I
more
think that the
taxes.
road tax should be $5,000 a year.
So what? People should be on bikes. That's dangerous.
No,
be
it
more
doesn't,
accidents,
it's not
more
dangerous to
fatal
the
deaths.
drivers. I plan to continue driving. I
Driving
can
should
afford
only
the
be for the-
$5,000 registration.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we do in Sydney. The biggest issue in Sydney is that we don't forecast 100 years down the road. We forecast 5 minutes down the road.
Yeah, reactive.
So we're so reactive. Oh, we're going to build 4,000 homes in this area with only one road in and out. Oh, don't worry, we'll fix the road later. Let's just build the 4,000 homes. Let's wait till people are waiting 30 minutes to get from 5 minutes up the road realistically, and then we'll expand. But we won't expand 3 lanes aside. We'll only expand an additional half a lane aside and allow like slightly more cars to get through. That's how we think.
But Jacob, we don't even need the 3,000 homes.
Yeah.
Right? We're not even having enough kids to need the 3,000 homes. We'll say, oh, you know what? Let's import 3,000 people. Yeah. Oh, because the tradies would have nothing to do if we didn't import any people, right? And then we're going to make 3,000 homes, and then don't worry about the traffic, right? We'll work it out later.
By the way, I think more people need to move in city as well, because there's a lot of apartments that are empty. We recently went to Melbourne. How packed was the city? You come to Sydney, there's vacancies everywhere.
Yeah, it's just that, I don't know. There's something.
No.
There's no vacancies in the CBD.
No. We
about
don't have
commercial
vacancies
spaces?
anyway.
What
Commercial's
about-
different. Commercial's dying because
but
everyone wants to work from home and you need less people in an office.
Yeah, and
as
they're-
opposed to what you needed to 15 years ago.
And some people are converting the commercial spaces into resi.
Into resi, correct. But no, we're bringing in enough people.
Then how's
Right.
our city always empty?
Our city's always empty because people have decided, let's let them work from home, right? You know, NRMA would take, say IAG would take 15 floors. Now it's only going to need 3 floors because half the people are working from home. So there's been a change of culture,
Yeah.
and change of work culture ever since COVID.
Can I ask, Pat? You were recently in Melbourne.
Beautiful.
Okay, we need you to go down to Sydney in peak hour and just compare because I want an idea. But you've experienced that already. So
Yeah.
what was the difference? What did you find the difference was between going to Melbourne peak hour and going to Sydney peak hour, or going out at night in Melbourne? Not that you did because you were working, but going out at night in Melbourne versus going out at night in Sydney.
It was a Wednesday night.
Yep.
And I was walking around the city and there was just people everywhere. If you go to Sydney CBD on a Wednesday night, it is completely empty. How many people do you see on the street? No one.
Why do you think that is?
You just see Uber drivers going to drop off food.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? What's happening in Sydney?
There's a bit more culture in Melbourne. There's more to do. Sydney is starting to come alive. It is, but it's mostly on the weekends. Everyone's just over. You need to work a lot more hours in Sydney to survive. Melbourne, you can, it's half the
Bit
price.
cheap.
It's a bit
Nick,
cheaper
what do you
at the
think of
moment.
that?
I think we destroyed Sydney a long time ago. Destroyed the.
Yeah.
Are we talking about nightlife or just in general?
In general.
In general, yeah, the lockout laws
Yeah.
screwed the nightlife. But
And if we're talking about the nightlife, the city is dead for nightlife now.
it's coming back.
Everyone's doing their own thing. If you're from Western Sydney and you're Lebanese, you're going to Jabran's on Saturday night. You're not going to the city.
Yeah.
Or if you're from Cronulla, you're going to Northies. I saw a video. The line outside for Northies was wrapped around the block.
They used to go to Coogee.
Yeah, and from that area you go to Coogee. I feel like they destroyed Sydney's nightlife so much that all these local places started popping up, providing much easier. You don't have to travel an hour, pay $100 for a taxi. You can go drive around the park somewhere, walk up. You can spend your night in Jabran's on a Saturday night, and have a good time.
So more localized as opposed to everyone meeting in the city.
I think the
Just you
localized
mingle
spots
with your own.
popped up because of how they killed the Sydney nightlife.
Maybe it's because they told everyone they couldn't leave their LGA
Yeah.
for a long period
That's
of
another
time.
thing. I think it's coming back. I think I have faith in Sydney.
You, long term, future look bright for Sydney.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. We're a beautiful city, man.
Right, done.
Sydney's the best.
All right, excellent. Final topic that we're going to debate, boys. Tradies are more valuable to the country than office workers.
Why are we always comparing tradies to office workers?
It depends on the country.
Tradies are more
And
valuable.
which which kind of, if we're talking about accountants,
Yeah.
let me tell you, in Lebanon, they don't have much need for accountants. So-
In fact, I went Lebanon in July.
Yeah, tell us.
And I was speaking to my cousins, and I'd say that I'm an accountant, and they looked at me weird, like, "Why do you do that?" kind of thing. I don't think they have any, and I think they respect people of other professions more than accountants.
What do they think of accountants in other countries?
They look at me weird, man. They look at
But
no,
the question is,
Lebanon,
tradies
that's
are more
Lebanon.
valuable to the country than office workers.
Yeah.
Right? We need tradies because we want to build more homes. And we only want to build more homes because we keep importing people from and have increased immigration. If we reduce immigration, right, we're going to need less tradies because we're going to need to build less homes. So really, tradies are important because we just keep bringing in people from overseas. So no, tradies is actually not more valuable to the country. We need the office workers. We need industry outside of this artificial economic condition that we've created.
I think they're both valuable to the country.
But I think why do you think they're both valuable?
Well, you need both to survive as a society and like for the country to run, essentially.
You know,
need
if
the
the
people in the suits
population
and you need
doesn't
blue
grow,
collar.
tradies are not as important.
Tufik,
Right.
you're still going to need maintenance work on your home.
Okay, you're
we
right.
still have a housing crisis with the current population. we've got.
We barely have a housing crisis because we're bringing in how many people? Go on your phone and work out how many people we keep bringing in.
500,000.
Whatever. Okay, 500,000, which means we need how many more homes? So let's not bring in 500,000 people. And guess what? We don't need that many homes.
So, and then our population decreases over time. And then what happens to the
So
country
the
of
problem
Australia?
is, all right, so the problem is the birth rate.
I agree with you. How do you
Thank
fix
you.
that?
How do you fix a birth
How do you
rate?
fix the birth rate?
Too expensive to have kids.
The baby bonus helps.
Yeah.
I feel like we were having kids when the baby bonus was around, correct? As a country, as a nation?
Depends which suburb you talk to. I grew up in, as you know, Mount Druitt, and
So you think people will game the system?
There was a running joke that a baby bonus was just an excuse to buy a plasma TV, and Plumpton High had to start their own childcare facility for the girls who would.
No, but seriously, seriously,
Nah, nah,
No,
Tufik,
Tufik.
correct me
There's
if
a
I'm wrong.
documentary about that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
We don't need to take it out.
the biggest expense a household would have is their mortgage payment for 30 years.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so massive expense there, and then it's expensive to have children. I don't have any yet. You do.
Yeah.
Are they not expensive?
Children themselves are not expensive. They eat 5 cents of food.
What are you
Right.
feeding children?
5 cents of
Bro, especially when they're young. They drink milk. Oh, it's so expensive.
Between 0 to 18, how much would you spend on a child?
They say
Not that
million.
much.
They
say
say
$1 million,
million.
right?
They say $1 million.
No, it's not true because you can send your kids to a public school, right? Their clothes are cheap from Kmart.
Would you send your kids to a public school?
No.
If
Then
my-
what makes you think that every Australian wants to send their
Hold
kids to
on,
a
the
public school?
majority of kids in... So who cares?
But that's
mortgage
not at a
payment
Right, but
was
the
choice.
point is, I'll tell you what makes it expensive. What makes it expensive is we live in a society and a country where you need a very substantial income to be able to live in a house that you own, right? So if you want your own home, it's gonna have to be a working couple, right? And if the wife reduces her work days, where if she's earning $80,000 a year and goes from 5 days a week to 1 day a week, that is the cost ultimately.
Okay, so there's
Right.
opportunity costs.
So it's not the cost of your kid drinking milk or eating cheese.
Yep.
It's the fact that your wife's making $60,000 a year less to help you pay the mortgage. So yes, kids can be expensive. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just culturally we've gone from an environment where family was very important. What do you want to do when you're older? Oh, I want to have a job, get married, have 3-4 kids and settle down and that's my life. No, the answers you're getting these days are, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to travel, right? So culturally things have shifted and I think it's a negative to our society. It's resulting in family being less important, women having less children, right? Men wanting to have less children as well, right? And I think it's a big negative.
Yeah.
So you want tradies to be important, get the women to start having kids.
Get the people
There you
to
go.
start having
There you
kids.
go.
Very
Have
good,
more
Tufik.
kids.
That's it.
Have more kids.
All right, final topic, boys. You win $10 million tomorrow. What are you doing with it?
I'm offering Tufik an overpriced amount for 20% of the firm.
Very good.
Not the whole 10 million, by the way. But
Terrific discount. No, it's not the 100 million. What's the first thing you're doing with the money, Pat?
No, exactly
You're
that.
offering. Yeah, okay. You're buying a business, specifically Latitude Accountants, potentially.
100%.
Excellent.
And then I would invest in my brothers.
Yep.
Do a few things there.
Yeah. So all business, all active income.
Active income, I'd probably set $1 million aside for a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Traveling. I'll travel the world, but I'll get over it after 2
You don't
months.
have enough annual leave.
Oh, seriously? Oh, no.
Brother, he
Right.
will when he owns 20%.
Yeah, when I own 20% of Latitude.
Yeah.
I'd travel. I'd do what I wanted to do my whole life.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think it will change my life too much.
10 mil. Does 10 mil change your life? All right. That's great perspective.
Yeah.
That's you're going all in on what you already do. So
Exactly.
I highly respect
Yeah.
that. Mick?
There's a beautiful establishment called the Star Casino. Well, you guys can have your 10 mil. This guy's going 20 mil. Or I'll just go back to work the next day like nothing happened. So, you want 20 mil or nothing?
Red or black?
Yeah, you risk taker or not? That's
Oh,
what I'm asking.
I love to see.
Red or black or blackjack?
Yeah. Very good.
What are you gambling the 10 million on?
Oh, you have to go black. You have to go black.
Yeah, but you hitting
You always
roulette,
go
blackjack.
Does anyone ever go red?
Nah. It's
I
not
would
attractive.
never go red.
And do you know what I'll do?
Black.
I'll go to like the $5 table where it's 000 just
Yeah.
to make it more exciting, you know? just less the worst odds.
As an
You'd never
accountant,
hedge.
that is
You'd
a
never
terrible take.
You'd never chuck a cool 1 mil on 000.
As an accountant, that's a terrible take. That reduces your chances.
Whatever, bro. Be a Boy Scout. I don't care.
Yeah.
This office work over here. I would invest.
That's very, very good. All right.
Is that truthful? You would actually go to the cast and put 10 million on black? Then why are you lying for?
Only like 1 mil.
I'll probably do 500.
That's the best. The only time I've ever put everything I had that night on a red or black was right next to Asadi, who said, "Why are we wasting our time trying to go through all this roulette and whatever, bro? Just put your money in. You either win or you don't and go home."
Who said that?
John. Because it's too much of a waste of time to actually play the game.
You
So
got
anyway.
$3 at a time. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. All right, boys. We're happy to wrap it up there. All right.
No,
Well,
what would Tufik do with the 10 mil?
Tufik.
Honestly, I put some in the business to expand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pay off my debt, and I would buy so many motor vehicles. Honestly, I'd buy a AMG GT63 SC Performance.
That's the best. Very, very good. All right, Tui. What would I do with 10 mil? That's a big question. You've got to back the business a bit. You've got to buy. It's got to be active. I think at 10 mil, it's still got to be active. You'd buy a toy, and then the rest would be there to produce some active income. I always think life is not about what you do. It's all about what you do with what you've been given, and the talent parable that Tufik always mentions. So I think a lot of people think, oh yeah, I got 10 mil, I'll just retire tomorrow. It's not really about that. You were lucky enough to get the 10 mil. Now what are you going to do with that 10 mil to impact the people around you and
Agreed.
to do all the things? I'm talking like I'm more noble than they are, but I think that's the things we should aspire to. So they're my thoughts on that. All right.
Thank you,
It's
Jake.
been a pleasure having you all
Thanks,
on.
boys.
Hopefully we get some content out of that. Thank you, boys. Appreciate your
A lot of
time.
that.
We'll never do this again. Thanks.